All right, everybody, good morning and welcome to Against the Public for July 9th. I'm Dana Lane. Today I'm going to give you my top Major League Baseball free plays, and then we're going to finish it off by updating records of something we've talked about in the past, and that is what are teams who are coming off a day off, what kind of a wager are they? I mean, are they the wagers that we can lean on? Are they better as a favorite, better as an underdog, better as a home team? I think it's very interesting, some of the numbers, and really it's coincided with what has happened over the last 3 years. Something that we've got some good. As far as the numbers are concerned, we got some good percentages, but you still are in a situation where you're going to have to kind of pick and choose which teams that you're going to wager on, because even though we're getting high winning percentage with some of these plays, we're also, we'll see later, we have a scenario where we have a 60% win percentage in one scenario, but still not good enough to turn a profit. So again, you got to kind of pick and choose in Major League Baseball. This trend or this specific trend, not anything that we're going to lean on, but something to kind of keep in the back of your mind, because I get asked all the time about betting teams that are coming off a day off or betting against teams that are coming off a day off. So we'll address all that. We'll also go through the teams that are the best coming off that rest, or the worst coming off the rest. After the show, please go to Pickdawgz.com. I'll have my premium Major League Baseball plays locked and loaded, and we will also have the side and total in tomorrow's Minnesota Lynx and Los Angeles Sparks lone and WNBA matchup. You can jump on my single plays or my 3-pack for just $49.99. Every individual play or every 3-pack always comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that states you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. In addition, there's only one way to get every play that I release, and that's to simply become an all-access member. And you could do that over the next 30 days for less than $11 a day, the next 90 days for less than $10 a day, or better yet, guys, jump on that all-access pass for the next year for just $3.56 a day. You get every play I release for the rest of the Major League Baseball season, the NFL preseason, which you guys, if you haven't looked by now, go look and see what we did in the NFL and college football last year. You'll know this is the time to start building bankroll for another massive season. Of course, you'll get next year's NBA, NHL, college basketball, 2025 Major League Baseball season. Get it all right to this point for just getting on the annual all access pass for just $3.56 a day. Okay, on to your free plays for Tuesday. Remember, these are probable pitchers, so please double check before making your wager. We'll start it off 12:35 Eastern Time, 971, 972. Chicago Cubs against the Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore minus $1.55, 9 over minus 20. Jameson Taillon against Dean Kramer. I have said get on this play, or would have said get on this play as soon as possible, but as the books continue to post their numbers, it looks like the consensus number is going to be just under minus $1.20. So no need to rush to the books if you don't have the time to do that right now. The consensus juice is going to be somewhere between 15 and 20. I don't think we're going to get much of a movement there. Right now, we do see 56% of the money and 60% of the tickets on the over, but again, not enough where I think we're going to have a ton of movement, and certainly not a movement on the number. As far as the side is concerned, it looks like bettors are going to be all over the Baltimore Orioles, which is not really that not that big of a revelation. Taillon is 5-4 with a 2.99 ERA. He's going to be leaned on, as we know, because that Chicago Cubs starting rotation is really thin. Their pitching staff is really thin, with injuries to Javier Assad, Ben Brown, Jordan Wicks. And over his last 5 starts, Taillon seems to be the guy that always is trying to quiet the critics, or trying to live up to what everybody thought he was going to be in Pittsburgh. Still, he still has not done that, but he's got little spurts, and he's not, everybody thought he was going to be the Mitch Keller, and he just never turned out to be Mitch Keller. Had good pockets of time. This might be another one. We see over his last 5 starts, he's allowed just 8 earned runs in his last 32 innings, 29 hits, so good hit to innings pitch ratio, 2.25 ERA. And of course, Kramer's 4-4 this year, a 3.93 ERA. He's in his 5th year out of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. He's coming off his best start of the season against Seattle. Spent about 6 weeks away from the team after injury. So that was really good to see him come back and get that quality start right off the bat. This is, between these two guys, this looks like a decent pitching matchup on paper. I think the Orioles are going to continue to be one of the better over teams in Major League Baseball. 3 of the last 4 games have gone over the total, and it's not because of the offense, it's because of the defense, and most notably the pitching. 31 runs allowed in their last 4 games. Of course, 19 of those came against the Oakland Athletics. I think offensively, they are going to break out here at any point. They're just too good on the offensive side of the ball. I'm going to go over the 9 minus $1.17. 6:40 Eastern Time, 9:51, 9:52. Los Angeles Dodgers against the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies minus $1.41, 9 under minus 14. Bobby Miller against Zach Wheeler. Make sure you do get on this one now, because we're starting to see some 9s out there. 82% of the money is on the over, but we also see 80% of the tickets on the under, which means small money's on the under. The rest obviously is self-explanatory. Bobby Miller gets the ball for the Dodgers, a decent first outing after not pitching for a week. Pretty good start against the Diamondbacks. I'm looking at the numbers now. Through 5 innings, a 4-hit ball, allowed a couple earned runs. Dodgers won the game 6-5, but it hasn't all been great for Bobby Miller. And if we kind of take a step back and look at his recent form, he's allowed 17 earned runs in his last 19 innings pitched. That's in 5 innings, last 5 outings. That's 8.05 ERA, giving up 23 hits in 19 innings. That's not a good hit to innings pitch ratio. And he has also given up a home run in 5 straight starts. As far as Zach Wheeler is concerned, fantastic. 9-4, 2.74 ERA. He's given up 13 earned runs in his last 24 innings, though. That is a little bit higher than what we would expect from him. 4.88 ERA if we figure that out. I think the total in this one, which was at 8.5, is too good to pass up. So whether you get over 8.5, minus $1.25, or maybe 9, minus $1.10 each way, doesn't really matter to me. But still, enough 8.5s out there. We're going to go with that. Over 8.5, minus $1.25. Game number 3, 9:38 Eastern Time, 9:69, 9:70. Texas Rangers against the Los Angeles Angels. Rangers minus $1.75, 8.5 over minus 15. Max Scherzer against Roansy Contreras. Tons of wagers coming in on the over, which is somewhat different than what Scherzer bettors would be doing in the prime of his career. We certainly would not go over in many of Scherzer's starts, but yeah, times are different. Although Max has pitched extremely well of late, the juice on this game has risen from $1.10 each way to $1.25 over. We see that mostly in downtown Las Vegas. Doesn't seem like Scherzer is driving the move here, because I can't see if anybody goes and looks at his 3 starts and says, yeah, that looks like over numbers to me. He's allowed only 5 earned runs in 16 2/3 innings. That's a 2.70 ERA. That is not an over number. But what is an over number is Roansy Contreras, who's making his 3rd start after coming over from the Pittsburgh Pirates, pitched in relief quite a bit. And his last start, we remember, he was absolutely jacked up by the Oakland Athletics, allowed 3 earned runs in 2 2/3 innings. His control has not been good. 5 walks in his last 5 2/3 innings. He threw 53 pitches against the Oakland Athletics, just 29 of those for strikes. That's not a good ball-strike ratio. And Texas, I think, might get close to this total by themselves. We just need a few from the Angels to push us over. We're going to go over 8.5, minus 15. And before we close the show out today, I just want to update the number on the numbers on teams when coming off a day off, or playing teams that are coming off a day off. In 2024, teams are 173 and 177 when coming off a day off, minus 8.66 units. The last 3 seasons combined, teams are 766 and 778, just 49.6% winners, minus 81.09 units. So probably not as good as you would have thought. Underdogs in that role, 73 and 98, but a little bit of a profit there, plus 0.33 units. Favorites 179, winning 56% of the time, but down 8.9 units. So we see these trends play out over the last 3 seasons, because I like to look at, well, that's 2024's number, but is there something more reliable long term? And we see the same thing playing out. After 3 years, over the last 3 years, including this season, after a day off, underdogs are 296 and 464, just winning 39% of the games, minus 73.03 units. Favorites have won 60% of the time over the last 3 years, 470 and 314, but minus 8.05 units. So what we're kind of taking from that is favorites will tend to win a little bit more coming off a day off, but that is the better teams are winning, which means a bigger money line, which is why we see favorites over the last 3 years and favorites in 2024 coming off that day off is not turning a profit. So yes, they've won 60% of the time, but yes, as usual in baseball, you have to kind of pick and choose which games that you're going to go with, and we want to make sure that we stick with those bankroll friendly numbers. Home teams after a day off over the last 3 years, home teams off of a day off in 2024, 92 and 87, minus 8.14 units. Road teams 80 and 89, minus 0.01 units. So just a tick under. Yeah, maybe that will be turned into a profit tomorrow. Now, teams coming off a day off in 2024. The best team is Cleveland, 10 and 3, 5.60 units. San Diego second, 7 and 4, plus 5.49 units, and Milwaukee 8 and 2, plus 5.34 units. The worst teams coming off a day off, and I knew this was coming. Chicago White Sox, we know. 1 and 11, 9.46 units lost. The Pittsburgh Pirates, 3 and 9, minus 5.43. That is a talking point in Pittsburgh. They have really latched on to that number and have realized that it takes a day or two to get that intensity level going again for the Buccos. And in the third spot is the Boston Red Sox, 3 and 8, minus 5.22 units. The Phillies are a perfect 9 and 0 when playing a team coming off a day off. So that's kind of the flip side. 9 and 0 when they play a team coming off a day off. Colorado's 5 and 4, plus 5.68 units, ton of plus money there, and Milwaukee 7 and 1, plus 5.50. These are the teams that aren't so good when playing a team coming off a day off. So, meaning these teams are playing a rested team, and they do not do well against a rested team. First, the Boston Red Sox, 4 and 12, minus 8.21 units. Chicago White Sox, 3 and 11, minus 6.71 units, and the Texas Rangers, 4 and 10, minus 6.06 units, still spinning the wheels, still in the hunt in the American League West. If there's anything you'd like me to research, please drop me a comment on the YouTube channel. I'd be more than happy to get to those numbers if I have them. And that does it for today's Tuesday free picks and handicapping tip of the day. Please go to pickdawgz.com. Get involved with one of my many available packages, including my all access pass that gives you every play I release for one low price. Here's your Tuesday free play recap. Chicago Cubs, Baltimore Orioles, over 9, minus 25. Dodgers, Philadelphia, over 8.5, minus 25. And Texas, Los Angeles, over 8.5, minus 15. That does it for today's show. Thank you to everyone who continues to watch on a daily basis. I appreciate it. Over almost 2,600 people yesterday. Got to get over that 3,000 mark consistently. Hit those like buttons, please. And if we get to that 200 mark, I'll give you a couple of handicapping tips a day. And we'll do this as long as you guys would like. I know the attention span is probably not to do an hour show, but we could certainly do that if the appetite is out there, or if you want to wait for football, we can do a longer show. But thank you to everybody who continues to watch on a daily basis. Thank you for all the comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Tuesday.